First, though, as we've said, the lineup for I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here has finally been released. The names of this year's jungle dwellers range from the Queen of Coleen, Kim Woodburn, to interior design darlings, Coleen and Justin, and, of course, Hollywood film star and Dynasty actor George, I've got a bit of a tan, Hamilton. That is some tan, isn't it? That makes the Duke look pasty. So, ladies, any surprises in there? And who are you most looking forward to watching?
Well, first of all, before we talk about this, I just want to put paid to my being a jungle Jane in the nether regions, actually. Which is so not true, because Tim is always moaning about his blunt Bic razor. So there, I'll say no more. I'll say no more. Thank you very much. The jungle.
Well, I've got to say, this year it's definitely going to be the cleanest jungle ever, with Kim there,
yeah.
with Kim there, and Colin and Justin, and it's just going to be such a clean camp. And then they've got oh, what's his name? Oh, I can't see his name. Gino.
Yes,
Chef.
he's good, isn't he?
So it's going to be clean, and the food's going to be brilliant.
He's very handsome. He's got a twinkle, that man.
He has. Have you seen it?
I have been cooked for by him, though, and it was delicious.
Was it?
But, of course, that could cause... It could be nicely annoying, because I bet you Kim probably thinks she cooks supper mean, what have you. And then Camilla's quite sort of... Her image is quite tidy and smart. And so if they're all cleaning...
Sam Fox will shake it up a bit, and I can feel a re-release of Touch Me coming out later.
I am looking forward to seeing how George copes, because he does have this fabulous kind of playboy persona. A friend of mine once dated his son, and they lived in a mews house in London that he'd won in a game of cards in the 70s. I mean, that's the playboy lifestyle.
I tell you who might be the dark horse. I think that Jimmy White, because he's a lovely chap.
He could be
White.
the Joe Pasquale of
Yes,
the
he might.
lineup.
Joe Pasquale, my favourite quote ever is Joe Pasquale saying that going in the jungle is like going on a crap holiday and coming out as Elvis.
Okay, now tonight sees a documentary about Nadia Suleiman, the US mum who gave birth to octuplets earlier this year after undergoing fertility treatment. Now, her story caught the world's attention and provoked a serious backlash after it was revealed that, as well as having undergone IVF, she already had 6 children who were also conceived via IVF. Now, tonight's film follows the lady dubbed Octo Mum as she goes about trying to raise her family with the help of a permanent team of helpers.
Sometimes I still feel like maybe God is testing me, playing a practical joke on me, like, okay, you wanted a large family, here, I'm going to give you not 1, 2, or 3, I'm going to give you 8. See how you deal. So see how you can cope.
Now, this lady has also signed a deal with a US TV company to make an ongoing TV series that follows her family life, dropping in on the family on occasions such as birthdays until the octuplets are 18 years old. But is this a story that we're interested in following? And what are we expecting to think of her when we see her in action tonight?
Well, I just think it's reality television gone mad. Nobody's thinking about these poor children. You know, I mean, I think I'll have, 14 children and be on telly for the next 18 years. Frankly, I wouldn't turn it on, no. I think there are far more important things in life.
Not even out of curiosity as a
No,
mum?
not really, because it's like... that's what it's like. I mean, she may be fine, but there's... Why? All you have to say to her is why. Why would anybody do this, except for some... Well, whatever her motives are, I don't know. I just think it's a freak show.
She says she was lonely as a child, that she always craved... a large family. She hasn't had a...
It's selfish, then, isn't it?
Physical
all about
relationship.
her.
Or
it's all about her, then. It's not about children.
Well, it is. I mean,
and family and...
All of her children were conceived via IVF.
So there's no sex either.
She hasn't had sex for 10 years. 10 years.
I think that's quite good. Just miss out the middleman and get the kids.
I mean, I just can't, it's like these people, who have sort of, 18 children and then they say, I'm still broody. I mean, that's got to be some kind of mental illness going on, surely to God. I mean, I can't cope with 2 with a nanny and my husband at home half the time as well. But at the same time, what I do want to know, and I don't know if you can answer it, is when she had the IVF that resulted in the octuplets, did she actually... She didn't intend to have that many.
Well, she had 6 eggs left. All of the children have the same father, who was a previous boyfriend who has contributed in his own sweet way.
Very polite.
Yeah, I've dressed that up nicely, didn't I? Yeah. And she had 6 eggs left, and she thought this was going to be her last go at having another baby. She says she wanted 1, but she'd already had twins. She also has a child who is autistic. So quite a challenging family setup already. She had the 6 eggs inseminated, 2 of them then divided up to make 8, and that's how she's ended up with 8 babies.
But do you know what? I'm one of 8, and I had the best childhood. Honestly, I did. I mean, my mum couldn't give us so much individual attention when you've got 8 kids, but my whole childhood, I just remember the fun
you had a
and
family,
the noise.
You had a father and a mother and a, you know...
Yeah, but that doesn't say that because there's not a father figure that they won't be happy.
Yeah, and to give her credit, she is there with them. You know, she's...
The difference is, though, Cole, you were one of 8 who were all born at different times, so your mother was able to bond with you.
Well, she had 5 under 6 at one point.
Oh,
she did have the first 5
I mean,
under
this woman
6.
already has 6. She's a single parent, and now she has 8. You can't even feed them all in a day.
But you see, in Ireland, a family of 14 is quite small.
Yeah.
Well, isn't it? They have massive families in Ireland.
My granny, Molly, sadly not with us anymore, but my granny was the youngest of 16 children. So the eldest was 25, and my great-granny died at 61. So although my granny said that they didn't obviously have a great deal of maternal love because she wasn't around very much, because there was the staggered age group, the elder ones sort of brought... So she never kind of went without love. But as you said, because there is 8 of the same age, that's just so, you know, so demanding. But there's something likeable about this woman, I have to say. I've seen a couple of programmes on her now, and there is something that I can't help but like and admire about her.
And I've already made my... I've already started to judge her, and I don't want to. I want to tune in tonight to be reassured that those kids are getting the care and attention they need.
I want to tune in and understand her, where she's sort of coming from, really.
Well, I'm slightly envious, because I always wanted 10 kids.
Did you? There's still time, Cole.
But then I realised what you had to do to get them, and I thought,
OK. Time for...